The Gigantamax Snorlax is making its debut in Pokemon Go on Saturday. I'm so excited about it. I love the Gigantamax Snorlax laying there with a whole like earth on its belly. I love it. But this is going down from 2 until 5. We're gonna go over the tips, tricks, strategies to make sure you guys max out on this and don't miss out. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. On Saturday the 19th from 2 to 5, you can find the Gigantamax Snorlax pretty much in every single max battle. I love these because of the XP, because of the Stardust gains, and because of the Pokemon, because these Gigantamax are like the ultimate reversible Pokemon. They can be Gigantamax, they could be used as regular Pokemon, and then if they have a Mega, they could be used as a Mega as well. So it hits the trifecta, and I really enjoy the challenge, strategy, and community that it takes to take down these. Maybe you guys are newer to Pokemon Go and you've been accustomed to these relatively easy raid battles, but back in the day, it was I can't tell you how much fun we had when raids were first released and all of us had to get together and strategize using a whole lot less powerful Pokemon. There wasn't a Rhyperior, there was a Rhydon, there was a Machamp, eventually there was a Tyranitar, and there weren't Megas, there weren't all these incredibly strong legendary Pokemon out there. So it was like we had to come together to defeat these Pokemon. I remember losing to an Articuno with 16 people, and I had to go through, how I met one of my really good friends, Matt, and see, okay, what are the counters? What's everybody using? Like, we need to use rock types. Are you using rock types? Because the auto populator is not always good. So for this, it's kind of like that same experience. So if you guys can embrace the community and the experience, and maybe you guys are like, well, it's a little expensive, but if you think about it, it's like, how many raids would it take you to do the amount of XP that you do here? You're gonna have to do over 2 raids to be able to get the XP, because it's 20,000 per raid. If you're on a lucky egg here, it's gonna be 50,000. For 37,500 Stardust is insane how much that will add up. So to optimize that, what I suggest you guys do is get into a party with 4 people. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put on all of your items in quantities of 4. And by doing this, that's going to allow you to use 2 for the price of 1. If everybody in the party uses 4 of those things, or for however long you guys plan to do it. If you do an hour, everybody just has to put 1 on. So for 1, that would normally get you 30 minutes. Now it's gonna get you an hour if everybody party shares. You can not do this indefinitely, but it's a great way to optimize resources when doing all of these max battles, because you want to get the XP and you definitely want to get the Stardust. And during this event, they've added a new bonus, which I love. You're getting 2 additional special trades. So now we have even more incentive to go out. We're not getting the normal regular special trade, we're getting 2 added on for a grand total of 3, which is amazing. Not only that, you can hold 1,600 max particles. Every single time you go to a power spot that you haven't been before, you're gonna get an 8 times multiplier, so you're basically gonna be able to get enough to participate in the Gigantamax Snorlax. And on top of that, there's gonna be 2 additional bonuses. From 12 until 5, so from 2 hours before the event, it's gonna take 1/4 the distance to be able to get yourself some of the particles. From adventuring, which is gonna give you 300, so that's going to take from 2, that's gonna be 0.5 kilometers, which is really easy, and you're gonna get 2 times those particles too. So for 0.5 kilometers, you're gonna be getting 600. They're really making this easy to collect your free particles to be able to participate. I also suggest that you guys don't participate in a max battle beforehand, because on Friday, if you can come in with the 800 from Friday or 1,000, that's gonna give you an additional Snorlax, which is valuable to add to your gameplay, because that is much more valuable than uploading the max moves, than doing whatever you need to, because you're gonna be getting so much prime resources from these max battles. Prioritize Gigantamax, guys. I'm telling you, from the raid experience to the Stardust to the encounters, it is worth it, and the challenge is fun when you embrace it and you pair together with a cool community. If you guys do want to do it with myself, Alexa will be there, and others, we're going to be doing it on Saturday in Bend, Oregon. So if you are in the area and you need a group, we will be doing it. And if you want to go a little harder, we do have a group that goes a little bit harder than just using the free particles, because guys, trust me, the resources are incredible. There's also going to be a $5 ticket, which is going to give you the 5,600 collection potential for the max particles and 2 times XP on a lucky egg. That's 100K XP per max battle. That XP is mind-blowing. And there is a max battle research going on as well, which I am gonna pair with something else. So if you guys didn't check in your events tab, you are gonna be able to get this. So we have collect 500 particles, win a max battle, unlocks a move, power up a Machop, etc. And then you're gonna get 7,500 Stardust and 500 max particles, okay? But I am gonna put a caution here that I did retweet. is that you cannot power up a Machamp as powering up a Machop in this research. So please, before you evolve into Machamp to power it up 5 times with the Machop before it goes into Machamp, just so that we don't have to do it twice. All right, so let's talk about Snorlax in these raids. So the 100% IV will be 1843. There is the shiny out there. It is a deeper, richer blue. I think it's an incredible shiny. Love shiny Snorlax. So the strategy overall for this event is going to be in with parties of people that have strong Pokemon. If you don't have strong Gigantamax or Dynamax Pokemon, it's highly encouraged that you're in parties with people that do, right? So you have to be paired up in specific orders. That's why having organization during these events is very important. Reason being is that the first 4 people that entered will be in a party guaranteed. The next 4, party. The next 4, party. So if you can go in a strategic manner with, if somebody needs to be carried, put 1 person that needs to be carried with 3 stronger people and keep doing that, it will help out tremendously to take this down faster, as opposed to having 4 weak people that just get knocked out and can't even contribute. And the top counters overall will be Machamp Dynamax with counter. Remember, the Dynamax need to have the appropriate fast moves because that will affect what the charge moves are when you do the max evolution. When you guys are in the Dynamax form, if it did have a steel move, it would give a steel max move. You don't want that for this one because Snorlax is only weak to one thing, and that's going to be fighting. Everything else will hit it neutral, or Ghost will hit it resisted. So you don't want to use a Gengar for any type of Ghost move. Then we're going to have the Gigantamax Charizard with Wing Attack, Fly, Gigantamax Lapras, Water Gun, Kingler, Gigantamax, Blastoise Gigantamax, Venusaur Gigantamax, and we're going to have Passimian and Phalanx Dynamax, both with counter. The only exception to those fast moves is that the Gigantamax has a guaranteed move that it cannot be altered by the fast moves. You don't need to worry about that, even though they are listing it here in this list. It doesn't matter. Only the Dynamax does matter. And those are going to be the best attackers. So having at least one of those in the order would be effective. But maybe you have something else that's really powered up. Let's say you have a really good Gigantamax Toxtricity in a lucky form and it's level 50. Cool, definitely use that as an attacker if you don't plan to do a Machamp. And then let's check out the best defenders. We do have the Dynamax Blissey with Pound, Gigantamax Lapras, Dynamax Metagross, Charizard, Gigantamax, Snorlax Gigantamax, Venusaur, and Blastoise. So when we're looking at defenders, what do you mean by that? Well, here's one of the strategies that I often use for these Pokemon, is I have 2 attackers in the party, and then I also have a defender. And what is a defender? A defender is a Pokemon that I switch into when I'm just hitting with a normal Pokemon, right? When we're just trying to spam on our attack move to be able to get us into the Dynamax, Gigantamax forms. And we do the max up? I forget what it's called. Anyway, so the attackers don't take damage in that situation. So if you do have a Blissey, this is a great time to be able to use that Blissey to take a lot of damage and to be able to sustain itself and protect your attackers. And as soon as the Dynamax or Gigantamax form starts, I'm going to switch into my attackers, and then as soon as I go back, I'm switching back. So I'm constantly switching and protecting my most valuable attacker in the game. And having these Pokemon max moves leveled up is important. If you're looking at the gym defender, you don't need an attack leveled up. Having shields and having health, the spirit as well as the guard is really important. And here's why. So for a max guard, if you have a level 1, it's 20 HP, level 2, it's 40 HP, and level 3 is 60 HP. And then when you stack up shields as well, it starts amplifying. So with the 3 shields, it's 180. That's why this guard is very important here.
And for the healers, guys, is all you really have to focus on is putting heals on either a defender or an attacker, and it's going to work out. So I really don't go over that, but if you do want to see it as I'm talking right now, you guys can check out what the top healers are.
And the last thing we want to mention is the move pool. So for Snorlax, it's going to get Lick, Zen Headbutt, and Yawn as its fast moves, and its charge moves are going to be Hyper Beam, Earthquake, Body Slam, Heavy Slam, Outrage, Skull Bash, and Superpower. So fortunately for us, the Gigantamax Pokemon do not use their fast moves, which would be Zen Headbutt, which would be a little bit destructive for our fighting types because they're weak to Psychic. But for the other moves, relatively neutral for all those moves. And I am going to note that they do use 2 moves every time, and when you do back out, you can re-roll those moves.
So The number one thing to do is get out there, use your premium items, get that double XP if you need more XP from the past, and try to get some community involved because these battles are fun, they're lucrative, and they are important because they're giving you so many premium resources. So that's gonna do it, guys. Have a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what you guys get, and hopefully we're gonna get some shinies, and if we do, then we get to do a lucky trade for a shiny one if Diego can get one. So thank you guys for being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody take your support, subscribe to the page. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.